Hello friends, welcome back to the Mothership. Today we're going to do an unboxing, a review, and probably a test drive of my brand new griddle insert for the Weber Kettle. Let's get started. Alrighty, so first things first, let's see what comes out of this box. Got a little box of parts here. It's going to be a minimal amount of assembly, I guess. We have the instructions, which basically just tells you how to use it. Which, honestly, you throw charcoal in, you put this on top. And then here we have the plancha itself. Initial thoughts, this is very heavy. This is a thick steel, which is going to be great. So the heavy, thick steel means it's going to, once it gets hot, transmit the heat evenly across the surface, which is what we want. Obviously on the back here, there is a cutout. This is where you're going to put all of your stuff that you want to take out of there, your grease, etc. Then on the sides here, you can see there's a couple of holes. And I'm assuming in this little parts packet here, they're going to give me the materials to make little handles so we can move it in and out of our grill, which is exactly what we've got. I'm not going to show you guys how to put these on. It's basically just some screws and some nuts, so very simple. I'm going to put this on right now. And oh, they even came with a nice little little wrench. Very simple. Let's throw this together and let's come back and look at it. And done. Honestly, I ended up using my ratchet and socket. This was about a 10 millimeter because no one has time to use this. But if this is all you have, you can obviously get it done. Very simple. We're just putting the handles on. Basically, this is going to go into our grill like so. And we are going to put a tray underneath to catch everything that we are throwing off the back end. But I've looked through the instructions and I'm a little surprised. I expected I would have to pre-season this grill, at least burn off stuff, but apparently Weber has already pre-treated this with a good coating. So this is ready to run right out of the box. Just like every other type of griddle, you are going to have to keep putting oil on it to keep seasoning it. But for this one, we're going to start out just throwing it on the grill and cooking some burgers, I think. So let's get out there and let's give it a test drive. So right now, we are going to have to get the grill set up for this type of cooking, and I'll show you how to do that right here. All right, it's a little dark out here because it's nice and overcast, but hopefully this comes through. So I put a tray down in the back. Basically, that's going to correspond to that cutout in the back of the griddle. So when we put all of our grease and shenanigans, it's going to end up in here. I'm going to put a little bit of water in there too. And right now I have an entire chimney full of charcoal heating up. I'm going to put it around the side here. And then looking at the booklet that came with the griddle, they basically tell you an entire charcoal basket, or excuse me, a charcoal chimney. Around the edges is like low heat. Then you could put maybe 10 unlit briquettes. That's going to get you to medium heat. But what we want to do is super high heat for burgers. So we're going to do the entire chimney. Then we're going to take a half chimney of unlit charcoal and put it on top of it. Let it get nice and hot. That's what we're going to use to get our nice and hot temperature. You want your vents all the way open. So when we are cooking on this griddle, guys, we want to make sure we don't put our lid back on. If you put the lid back on, it could get really, really hot, either damage the grill or potentially the griddle. So what we want to do is keep the lid off always when we're using the griddle on here. But for now, we're going to get an entire charcoal chimney nice and hot. We're going to get our pan down here, which is going to collect all our drippings. Going to put some more water in there. And then we're going to come back when we put the griddle on, and we want to actually start cooking up some, in this case, we're going to do burgers. All right, now what I want to do, I want to put our griddle on top. And I'm going to let it sit for about 15 minutes. That's getting it nice and hot. 15 to 20 minutes, somewhere in there. That's going to get the grill really hot. That's going to be our point where we're actually going to throw our burgers on. 15 minutes in. I'm not going to do this every single time, guys, but we're running about 500 degrees, which is about as hot as I need to get. So that worked. Now, for smash burgers, guys, for me, I like to run maybe a little bit bigger than some people. I like to do about 2.8 ounces. That was very loud, I'm sure. My bad. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take, for each burger, I'm going to take one. I'm going to drop each of these 2.8 ounce balls. And then I took a red onion and I used my mandolin to slice it up. And I completely missed this freaking thing. But the idea is to put them right on top of the ball, just like so. Just like that. We're going to take our burger press. We're going to give it a good healthy smash. That'll do. Oh. That'll do. Perfect. Now for seasoning, I took a little bit of kosher salt with some black pepper and some garlic powder. I'm just gonna sprinkle that all over the top here. Get nice and good. Now for me, I think about 1 minute to 2 minutes, something like that. Honestly, I'm looking for good caramelized. It'll release when it's ready to go. These are not ready to go yet. Nope, not yet. A couple more minutes, or a couple more seconds, excuse me. They'll release. All right. Now at this point, I'm gonna toss on some cheese. Correct cheese for these guys is American, always. I'm gonna put our buns on. I'm just cooking for my future wife and I, but if I was doing a whole bunch of these, I'd probably do the buns separately. I also want them to get some of the fat on here, so I might actually move it over here. If you want to pre-season your buns with some butter, that works too. And if you really want to melt this cheese quickly, you can obviously use one of these suckers, but I'm not going to bother with it. I think we'll be fine. Now, obviously, this griddle is really hot, which is one of my concerns. The biggest concern with this for me, guys, is going to be cleaning it and how consistently it can keep the temperature. But after using it for just this short amount of time, I'm actually not that concerned. I'm pretty sure those charcoals are going to run for quite a while. And we could do fried rice and all kinds of stuff, which I'm sure we'll do in the future. But as far as cooking these burgers, I mean, cheese is already melted. Flip these buns over. Yeah, I think these are ready to get pulled, honestly. Take these suckers off. Whoop. Get my doubles going. All right, now since this isn't a gasser, we are going to let it just keep doing its thing, and eventually we'll come back and clean it. But right now, let's take these inside. Let's toss some stuff on there, and let's see how we did. Now, it is definitely not a UFO barbecue video without me eating something, so let me just toss a little bit of condiments on top of this sucker. A little bit of relish. I was too lazy to make my burger sauce, but I'll throw the link in below if you want a great burger sauce. And a little bit of mayo. It's amazing how much my burger tastes, or my condiment tastes have changed over my years, but let's give this the old-fashioned chomp. Oh boy. I mean, that is what I'm looking for, guys. That is a smash burger. Fantastic. Now, this video is about the griddle, guys, and honestly, my biggest concerns with the griddle are, because you're using it on a charcoal grill, is it going to hold temperature long enough? Which right now it's still running at 450 degrees, and it's been about 20 minutes since I got to the point where I felt like I was ready to cook. I'll keep watching for a while, but it seems like it's definitely going to hold the temperature. Obviously, adding more fuel to it for a longer cook will be a problem, unlike, you know, a gas grill, which is always going to stay at that same temperature because you're constantly adding more fuel to it. So that is a concern. But if you have a 22-inch kettle, and I keep looking over here because that's my grill right there. If you have a 22-inch kettle, honestly, you can't beat this. You could definitely do that Weber Master, the little circle that sits inside there, which is basically just a pan that sits inside of your grates. But honestly, this is a really, really good method to get yourself a nice flat top, especially when space is a premium, which it is for us. You know, I looked into buying one of those Blackstone grills or the Weber equivalent. I just didn't want another machine. I almost replaced all the grates on my gas grill, But you know what? I love the kettle so much, and I love the fact that I could maybe add a kiss of smoke flavor on there as we're cooking. And we got this one, and right now, I mean, this is the first cook. I'm really pleased with it. We're gonna do some more cooks on this. Definitely gonna do some fried rice, some stir fries. All the breakfast foods are great on the griddle. Now this thing is very heavy, which is great. The problem with all cast iron stuff is you have to do your part. You gotta make sure you season it and don't let it get destroyed. But honestly, it's not that difficult. You clean it off, you put some oil on there when it's nice and warm. It soaks up the oil, and it's seasoned, you're ready to go. Now it goes without saying, if this is on your kettle, guys, don't leave it out there. Don't let it get sitting in the rain. You don't want it to rust and all that awful stuff. But in general, I'm really pleased with it. I'm definitely gonna do a bunch more cooks on it. I hope you guys got something out of this. I will have a link down below to all the stuff I've used today, whether it's the burger press or the griddle itself. But most importantly, guys, if you end up buying one of these, let me know down below. And as always, get out there, cook some absolutely fantastic. I'd love to see what you guys are cooking. And I'll catch you on the next UFO barbecue. Bye-bye.